Hello.
Hi there.
And welcome to another horror review. I'm Randy.
And I'm Steve.
And this is Mother's Boys. Um, this movie is from what, 1994?
I think so, yes.
Yes. So, what, 30 years ago?
Yeah, 30.
Is that right?
Because I was born in 98, so this is 30.
Holy cow! This movie is 30 years old this year.
Yeah.
Anyways, we kind of watched this because of Mother's Day. And I enjoy this movie. I knew about this movie when it first came out, and God, it makes me feel old. When it came out in 1994, and I rented it on VHS. If that dates me at all.
No.
But anyways,
It makes me feel old that I was only 4 years later I was born, so.
But anyways, it has Jamie Lee Curtis in it with blonde hair.
Like icy blonde hair.
Yeah.
Like
short
bleach blonde hair.
Yeah.
Well, she always had short hair since like the early 80s.
Yeah.
In fact, I think the only film that really shows her with long hair that's actually naturally hers without a wig is the original Halloween.
Yeah.
There's other movies where she has longer hair, but usually it's a wig. Fun fact. Most of her films, I think she had like the really short haircut most of the time, unless it was like a wig.
This is true. Halloween, she wore a wig.
And this movie, I'm pretty sure it might be a wig too, unless it was bleached. But I don't know if it's a bleach or a wig. I think it might be a wig. I've only seen this twice though, so I don't. No, 3 times. I've seen it 3 times, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it has Jamie Lee Curtis. It has Peter Gallagher, from House on Haunted Hill.
Val Kilmer's wife.
Val Kilmer's wife, ex-wife.
I'm sorry, ex-wife. Yeah.
Joanne Wiley Kilmer, from Willow. Most people know her from Willow. And then you have a young Luke Edwards, who is in a Little Big League. I remember these movies. Little Big League. This is when he was younger. And The Wizard. And he was, the last big movie that he was in was Jeepers Creepers 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he played one of the kids on the bus.
I've seen that movie, but it's been eons, so I don't really remember. I've seen the first 2 Jeepers Creepers, and it's been forever. So.
But you also have the wonderful, beautiful Vanessa Redgrave as her grandmother.
For those who don't know, Natasha Richardson's mother.
Yes.
Both wonderful actresses.
Yes.
Both classy ladies.
Yes. Anyways, synopsis of this movie is Jamie Lee Curtis is a mom to 3 boys, married to Peter Gallagher. His name it's Jude and Robert. Jamie Lee Curtis plays Jude, and Peter Gallagher plays Robert. And then
random facts.
Yeah, random facts.
So you don't need to get into. Don't matter.
Anyways, they're married. She leaves them.
Several times. But the 3rd time after she has the youngest son, 2 or 3 years after that, 3 years after she has him, she leaves again, and she basically just abandons them. So the dad's kind of just done with the bowl, and it's like, okay, well, I'm done with, her constantly leaving me and constantly leaving the kids. So he decides that she's not a fit mother. And then a few years later finds Val Kilmer's wife,
Callie,
or ex-wife Callie, who is a school vice principal at the school that the kids attend. And Jamie Lee Curtis has been stalking them and like kind of spying on them and seeing what's been going on because they're her kids and she loves them and she doesn't know why she ever left. But she talks to her mom. She's like, I'm gonna go do this, and her mom's like, I don't know if you should, but kind of tries to stay out of it because she knows her daughter's dangerous, which is something that we kind of don't realize how much so at this point. But her mother is on to how dangerous her daughter is and does not want to get caught in her daughter's trap, which is actually really sad. And then she goes to the school where the kids go to, and slowly but surely it turns into a Hand Rocks Cradle or like a Fatal Attraction type thriller when she's basically trying to find her kids and turn them against the new love interests, and kind of, especially with the oldest son,
Kes.
Kes, that's it. I was going to say Cal, but Kes tries to kind of manipulate him into believing lies because he's young and impressionable and does horrible things, is reckless, is dangerous, and just really cold and evil in this movie. And selfish. But you find out she had a tragic backstory with her father, seeing him die, which the mother talks about, Vanessa Redgrave, her mother. But really she's just someone who snaps in this movie. She's kind of snapped the whole time, but she kind of just shows that she's an unstable sociopath.
Yeah. You kind of expect, well, me as a horror enthusiast, you expect a little bit more, like, psychoticness.
Yeah, this is more of a thriller than a hardcore horror.
But yeah, it's more of a thriller.
But I loved seeing I was joking with my friends and stuff because I'd shown them Halloween. I'm obsessed with them. It's my favorite movie of all time. I was like, this is what we were joking about. This is what happens after you've been stalked by a sociopathic killer. You become. I love seeing Jamie Lee Curtis as a psychopath. She was amazing.
Yes.
I think a lot of people that I read reviews on actually agree with me on that, regardless of whether or not they like the movie. Her performance is amazing.
It feels like it suits her real life personality.
It does. Well, but taps into her darker, like the more, taps into her, with some obvious differences, but taps into her, does, which is I think why it also feels so real. I've never seen her in a role like this. I don't think she's been in any other roles or a lot of other roles, correct me if I'm wrong, like this.
Like this, yeah.
I've seen her, usually she plays like the heroine or the badass,
or
really
the
cool.
Love interest.
Yeah, love interest, hero, whatever, really comical or fun or hero type character. Never like a out there wacko character like this. Psychopathic nut job, yes.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I was here for it.
Yeah.
She slayed.
And the ending has one of those good son moments.
It did, where almost with a twist.
Yes.
But the kids get hurt in this movie. There's a lot of things just like this movie. I mean, when I first watched this,
like the kids get physically hurt.
When we were watching this is my first time watching it was together, and I was just, after the movie I was just like it was just one of those movies where you just watch it. I mean, for me at least, and I was like, it's not like a very graphic film at all, but it's just the level of like danger the kids are involved in, just like certain things that made me feel so uncomfortable, like while also feeling so just mesmerized by the performances. Jamie Lee Curtis and the kids were amazing. So was Peter Gallagher. Just really outstanding performances, and a nail driving into the wall kind of movie. So I mean, it's hard to give a full like description synopsis without making this video longer, but I just hands down love this movie. I would give it at least 4.5 stars out of 5. It was really solid. It's just one of those movies I think the more you watch it, the more you pick up on subtle things. Like I love Hand Rocks the Cradle or Fatal Attraction style movies with like women psychopaths, and I love Jamie Lee Curtis, and this is just a great movie to watch.
Yeah.
With some really good actors that I don't think get a lot of screen time or aren't in a lot of movies or weren't at the time that this movie was released. So.
Yeah. Like Joanna Whaley. I think it's Whaley Kilmer. Well, now she's not Whaley Kilmer. It's just Joanne Whaley. Excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
But like I don't think was in a lot of stuff. Like Willow's the most like big thing that I read. Oh, she was in. They made a Gone with the Wind sequel called Scarlet.
Never saw it.
And she played Scarlett O'Hara in the Gone with the Wind sequel. It was like a mini series. I remember that. That was like her big role.
Vanessa Redgrave was in a lot previously, but around the time of this movie in the 90s, I don't think she did a lot.
Shit.
So, but but for her, this is an amazing movie, and I loved.
Yeah,
and you felt for her. You feel for her so much in this movie, and
I think
it's a highly recommended thriller. If you love like movies like I mentioned, like these women-led kind of Fatal Attraction style movies, watch this. It's one of the better ones, I think, and one of the most underrated ones. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's available on Tubi. I'm not sure.
Go check for it. See if you can watch it. It's hard to find.
Yes.
But
like and follow for more.
Like and follow more around 10. Bye.
Bye.